Welcome back to Soul Calibur 2, the Weapon Master mode. And we are in Chapter 3, Binit Nosh. So let's see what this entails. Chapter 3, The Restless Binit Nosh. Their boss defeated in front of their eyes, their miners looked as though they would attack at any moment. But Chiro stepped forward and silenced him. You idiots! Just how much more do you plan to embarrass me today? He promised to provide an antidote to the fishermen and agreed to discuss the situation. Your mission to mediate their dispute was a complete success. The rest was up to them. It seems Chiro took quite a liking to you. Even as you hurried to leave, he practically dragged you back and insisted that you and the people of the fisherman's village join with him in a feast. The next morning, you bid farewell to everyone and headed out east through the opposite side of the mine. After traveling for some time, you eventually caught sight of Binit Nosh in the distance and could feel the change in the atmosphere. The performers and travelers on the road increased in number, and you could hear the voices of peddlers above the noise of the crowd. It was clear that Binit Nosh was a thriving, bustling city. So now we have 4 to deal with. The carnival. Okay, so we gotta beat the enemy with a ring out. You've been surrounded by crowds ever since entering Binit Nosh. Listening to the conversations around you, you learned that today was the day of the monthly carnival. You decided that it would be best to just relax and enjoy the festivities. After a little while, you heard excited shouts from up ahead. Stopping to take a look, you saw a lone puppeteer crying out in frustration. A crowd of people had gathered to watch the out-of-control mechanical puppets. With a huge crowd in the way, you couldn't even pass through the area. Seeing no other choice, you stepped forward to put an end to the rampaging puppets. The noise of the crowds increased as people began to place bets. Wait, please! Those are custom-made puppets I ordered all the way from Shidar! Please don't wreck them! Puppeteer pleaded with you desperately. You sighed and thought of a plan. It looked like a fast method would be knock them out of the ring.
Versus Charade.
Which is technically Inferno, without all the flames.
Final battle fight. Charade. Fate conspired to arrange their battle. Final battle fight.
There! There! It was cheap but effective, but it worked, damn it. Just run at him, push him off, just push him off. So now we are Silver Neophytes. And we got a new feature. We've unlocked Charade. Okay, next is... We've unlocked 2 areas now. One that goes to the gambling net, and the other one that goes to the temple. Say, sure. This receive heavy damage when knocked against the ground or wall. Okay. You found yourself standing before a small arena. Judging from the sight of smiling women, frustrated, tearful men, appeared that they were holding gambling battles. In no particular need of funds, you planned to simply pass on by, but then a familiar voice called out to you. Long time no see, how's it going? Turning around, you saw that Leon was there. You must have succeeded in passing the final test after you left. You felt somewhat nostalgic as you recalled your memories of Regulus. When asked if you had found anything about Soul Edge, you shook your head. And Leon looked disappointed, but quickly cheered up and said, I see. Neither have I. Hey, as long as we're here, how about a match? Been a while since our last one. Seemed to ring its booby trap with a few tricks, but it shouldn't be any big deal. The cheers and groans erupted from behind you. It seemed the previous match had just ended.
Now, two souls are fiercely entangled. Final battle, fight!
So basically, if you can, just go for ground attacks or wall attacks, and there you go. And now we're Gold Meal fights. So that reaches Bennett Nash Harbor. But we're gonna do Dip Temple. Like so. Traveling through the foothills on the path to the temple atop the mountain overlooking Bennett Nash. You stop to rest at a tavern along the way. A tavern at the city. A tavern at the entrance to a temple. It's just like the city. You thought to yourself as you opened the door. Upon seeing the inside, you gave a wry smile. It seemed that the temple itself was running the bar. Acolyte priests skirt back and forth serving loud, rambunctious customers. You sat down at a small table and tried to relax, but a fight began brewing right beside you. A man carrying an enormous amount of luggage was surrounded by a group of drunks. You planned to avoid trouble, but then their leader kicked your table out from under you. It wasn't your style to keep quiet. And after such treatment, you just drew your weapon and dragged him outside.
Versus Raphael.
Really?
Fate conspired to arrange their battle.
Oh, this is perfect!
Final battle, fight!
And this now leads to Shidar. So that's a subchapter. So let's finish Bennett Nash, like so, to the harbor. Enemies' weapons have poison, so you'll go numb if you're damaged. The port of Bennett Nash was a busy place in the evening. Sea's commerce was built around the port as the ships surrounding and leaving carried goods for trade. Shops crowded the streets, and the bars were full of ships, crews, and those who would do business with them. Having spent the day wandering around the port, you two headed for an inn and for a hot meal and a room for the night. You woke in the night shivering from the cold. Your head throbbed, and there was a large bump on the back of your head. You surveyed your surroundings, and it was clear that you were no longer in your room at the end. It appeared you were in the middle of the ship. You'd been sold away as a slave. Seeming your food had been drugged. The end must have been a business agreement with some of the ships. Your weapon had, of course, been taken away. It wasn't like you to let your guard down like that. Now you had to find a way off the ship before it set sail. Fortunately, thanks to your training at Regulus, you were still a threat even without a weapon. After ramming down the door with your shoulder, you covered your weapon from the crew and ran for the pier. Unfortunately, they weren't going to let you get away with that easily.
Versus Maxi.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Watched over by the Almighty Ones, they unleash their fury. Battle 1, fight! You win!
I actually pulled that off! The downward slash! Or as I like to call it, the pogo slash.
Battle 2, fight!
Ow.
You win!
That's two. Volvo,
Battle
really.
3, fight!
Oh, you know that was cheap right there.
Versus Maxi. Now, two souls are... Battle 1, fight! Battle 2.
No, I will not surrender. Pop that arm out of place.
You win.
It's just me or Volvo look like it's about to just pop a loony on somebody. Oh! Oh! Ooh!
You win.
Firengi, really?
Final battle, fight.
Oh! Alfred, King of the Pirates. I mean, after all that, oh, that's just cheap as I don't know what.
Versus Maxi. Watched over by Battle 1, fight.
that means I gotta play cheap, I'm definitely gonna play cheap.
Battle 2, fight!
There we go!
You win! Battle 3, fight!
This is the reason why I go straight for throws, because throws are pretty much more effective.
Versus Maxi. A hero. Battle 1, fight! Battle 2, fight! Battle 3, fight!
So if I need to, I can buy more weapons, so... let's buy some. Like the Megaton Hammer. The Cane of Burna.
Versus Maxi. A hero.
So let's go with the Megaton Hammer.
Battle 1, fight!
Oh! Damn!
Versus Maxi. The Almighty One. Battle 1, fight! You win!
Who says I need to stick with the Master Sword, right?
Battle 2, fight! You win! Battle 3, fight! Versus Maxi. Now, Battle 1, fight!
Technically, a weapon like this, you know, you just want to just come out swinging.
Battle 2, fight! You win! Battle 3, fight!
You can also change your characters if you so choose to.
You win!
I think this is the choice. Just to get rid of these guys. Just knock them out fast.
Final battle, fight!
Oh, that felt so much better. Goddamn. Now I'm a platinum neophyte. And what new feature have we unlocked? Cervantes de Leon. Oh man, that's a pain in the ass. So we have unlocked a road to Mizar, which is chapter 5. But first we're going to do subchapter 1 on top of that. Subchapter, Sacred Treasure. As you walked along the mountain path leading from Beit Nash to Shidar, you came to understand why it was that so few people used the passage. It's a little more than an animal trail. You made your way south down the path, suffering nicks and scratches from the thick foliage. You learned of this shortcut from the man with all that luggage in the bar at the entrance to Difta Temple. After the fight, he reappeared and told you about it to show his thanks. Shidar was well known among adventurers, an ancient civilization that vanished long ago, left behind countless ruins in the area, and even in the present time there is still a never-ending flow of travelers visiting Shidar in search of knowledge and treasure. The man explained excitedly that he had discovered a new ruin that no one has ever seen yet. He had returned to Beit Nash to gather supplies for exploring it when he got involved in trouble at the bar. In recognition of his debt to you, he revealed its secrets. As you continued upon the path, you eventually came upon a half-buried ruin. Your heart began to beat faster. Which is the Stone Temple. We're going to try this, and if it doesn't really... Well, you know what? No. I thought about it. We're not going to do this yet. We're not level for this. We are really not level for this, so we're not going to do this quite yet. My bad. So what I'm going to do is go into chapter 4, the first gate. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop here, and next part, we're going to do chapter 4, But first, one moment. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to stop, and the next part we're going to actually do Chapter 4 of Weapon Master Mode in Soul Calibur 2. Stay tuned for the next part.